the Lamogi. Once a foe found in Space Queen and the occasional nighttime raid, has now turned into our greatest companion in Abiotic Factor. But how do we get our hands on this little round companion? This guide seeks to answer that and also test out its damage numbers with full tables on its health and damage scaling as it levels up. To start, how do we get it? Well, as you'd expect, it can be found within the Space Queen video game. This arcade machine is found deep within Cascade Labs, inside the Dirac block. It requires a level 5 keycard to access, and I'm currently rooting towards it now. So if you need any help finding it, just follow these footsteps. There's a shortcut here that can be opened if you open up this tier 3 keypad, but otherwise you can go the long way, and it will take you just to it. See level 5 keycard, over here, tap. From the Space Queen game, there's one key item that we're after. It is dropped by the big Lamogi boss that can be found over by the snowman. To kill this, we have to jump on its head multiple times until it eventually just explodes. Right down here is what we're after, the corrupted Lamogi data. Sometimes it can be hard to spot on the icy backdrop, especially with how the reflections work. Now once you get this, you can take it back to your home. From here, we're looking for two items. First is the digital garden plot, which requires an arcade machine, memory brick, projection matrix, and black gunk. Black gunk is primarily obtained from the arcade machine. Once you have this, you can place it down, power it up. And now, the other thing we're going to need is a blank printing cartridge. Again, more resources that can be found within the arcade, and some that require access to hydro. And then with this, we craft a Lamogi cartridge. Even more black gunk. After that, you just plant it into your digital garden plot, and you just wait a little bit. After a while, your Lamogi will be fully ready to go. You just pick it up from the plot, and now it's your pet. You can put it on the ground, you can feed it, grab some food, and now it's yours, ready to go. At level 2 alone, it already has very respectable health at 800. But what about the variations? There are two variations of the Lamogi. One is Sir-Ogi and one is Speed-Ogi. This one specializes in having more health and tankiness at the cost of its speed and damage. This one specializes in having more damage and speed at the cost of its health. To get Sir-Ogi, we need to come over to the crafting bench, and it's just simply crafted. It requires 30 metal scrap, 4 transcendium, and 8 black gunk. Transcendium is gate locked until you complete hydro. For Speed-Ogi, we can feed it multiple things. These include 3 cups of coffee bought from the vending machine, or 3 speedy tinctures crafted from a distillation bench. Now all we gotta do is evolve our pet. Just like that. And now we get a Speed-Ogi. Its health is immediately noticeably worse, but its damage definitely makes up for it. Now onto the damage tests. On me I have a level 20 variant of all 3 kinds, and we'll go into the village for this test. Start this guy off. Appears to be doing 72 damage per hit. And 144 on crits. Now onto Sir-Ogi. Appears to be doing half the damage at 36 per hit. And finally, Speed-Ogi. Oh, that was a little too quick. Okay, we're gonna have to find something with a little bit more health. Oh, we can get it started on this guy here. 120 damage a hit, with, again, double on crits. In terms of raw movement speed, our Speedogi moves at a very quick rate. Lamogi, definitely noticeably slower. And Tsurugi, significantly slower. I'm now back in the village. I got level 2 versions of each pet. This time, I want to see how much damage they do so we can construct the tables for how much damage, because every single pet has linear scaling. Alright, firstly the Lamogi. Is that 24 or 48? I needed to not do it great. 24 damage a hit. Now for Tsurugi. I'd imagine he's going to do half as well. Actually, go for this guy. Yeah, 12 damage on a non-crit. And finally, Speedogi. 28 damage a hit. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but Speedogi definitely attacks a lot more often just because of its movement speed, really boosting its DPS. In terms of health numbers, the level 20 Lamogi has 3,500 HP, and a level 2 has 800. A level 20 Tsurugi has 3,500 HP, and a level 2 has 800. A level 20 Speedogi and a level 2 Speedogi, 2,000 versus 650. With that, we can effectively create our health and damage tables, and I'll show them on screen now. These are the health and damage numbers for all the Lamogis and their variants. For some reason along the way, my level 21 started doing 20% more damage, and honestly I never really figured out why, so I also added a rectified section that just offsets that. If anyone figures out why that is, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could let me know, maybe in the just comments or something. I tried everything. I gave them time in the pet bed, I tried overfeeding them a substantial amount, but I even tried having all 3 on me, maybe if it was like a collection completion bonus that was hidden. Honestly, I couldn't ever figure out what it was, but all my main guys, all level 20, have 20% extra damage, and everyone else, even a new guy that I made freshly, only still had 100 damage for the Speedogi. So, I don't really know what causes it. Now to get a real life damage situation, let's pin them against this Mr. God. I mean, as we can see, a little slow. Definitely chipping away at its health makes it a little impractical. See if we can bring him back. Now let's try it out with the Tsurugi. Yeah, completely hopeless of ever realistically catching up to him. Maybe we'll try the Speedogi now. Uh-oh, managed to walk it into a different mob. And we can already see he's a lot more capable of doing damage, although I did lock him in a corner. Now he's stuck. Let's eat how he does against the rocket guy. Good. How does this guy go?
Reloading.
Pretty good. Try out Sorogi. Completely hopeless at ever catching up. Honestly, his speed debuff definitely makes him a little unfavorable. But he does take less bullet damage. I've also noticed that he takes less sharp damage, and I think he takes less blunt damage as well. Honestly, Sorogi's really only good for being a tank. He's not at all capable of killing. Finally, let's see if we can test out Speedogi. Oh. He also, interestingly enough, has the same armor that Sorogi has, just significantly higher DPS. Capable of dispatching an enemy so much faster than any of the others. Also managed to take the least damage despite having the least health. All in all, I'd say a pretty alright series of pets. The Lamogi itself is pretty respectable in its health and damage, alright speed. Sorogi, I would probably say never really crafted unless you just need a dedicated tank. He is way too slow to ever really do anything practical. And Speedogi, huge recommendation. Honestly, I might even use this as my main pet in my next playthrough. It seems to do great damage, it has the armor of Sorogi, and its health pool is still pretty big, especially compared to the old DPS doers. Alright, thanks for watching. Hopefully in the future I can make some more detailed guides on other areas in the game, but for now, that'll be it. Alright, have a good one and take care.